I saw an interview today on YouTube I found very interesting, and I watched it all the way to the end. It was an interview of a man who had been in the technology sector, I think probably in California, and was extremely wealthy and successful. And he died. He was physically dead, he said, for 2 hours. And when he came back, he sold everything. His wife was okay with it. Um, and now he lives off of donations. And he talks to anyone who wants to talk to him about whatever their problems are, physical, mental, spiritual, whatever they are. And he said what he came back with was not just a belief, but a perception that we are loved all the time by unseen beings. For example, you're walking in the forest. He said, trees are sending you their love, and that in fact, you're never alone. There are always beings with you. Now, because of the way you may think, you may configure those beings as angels or friends or relatives, but whatever they are, they're an expression of caring for you and your life. Now, the question comes up immediately, why don't we see that? What is keeping us from actually being aware that we are loved and that we don't have to struggle so hard just to be seen and appreciated and cared about? And according to him, the reason we don't see it is because we're working so hard to fill that void that started to appear when we were children, where we felt nobody saw us, nobody really could see us. We came into a world where people are blind, deaf, and dumb. That's a that's a bit of a shocking idea. What we have is a self reinforcing system of blindness. And all of our achievements, all of our accumulations and possessions and accolades and awards mean absolutely nothing. He saw that on the other side, that what really counted, and the only thing that counted, was, do you love or do you not? That's the only thing that counts. And so here we are living on earth, and the question arises in my mind, why? Why are we doing this? Well, there is a lesson in it. And I liked his attitude of, look, there's no blame, there's no shame for not getting it right. we know when we come here, we won't get it right. And not getting it right is how we learn. I think that's charming. I think I really like that idea because I've gotten a lot of things wrong. So the whole idea that we should blame ourselves, feel guilty for our mistakes in life, and flagellate ourselves for whatever sins we've committed is another mistake. It's another misinterpretation of what life is or could be. If we can get calm, according to him, if we can actually get calm and be in nature, we will start to hear and see beyond the veil. I have to admit, I'm not there. I'm, I'm just a regular person who's kind of curious about these things. And I realize that from childhood, I've had my own worries and my own searching, and the searching itself seems to be part of the problem. You are searching for something because you have this sense of emptiness inside. Something's missing. And when you are, especially when you're in nature, and when you get really calm, you realize you're not that identity you thought you were. You're simply a an energy of awareness, a kind of consciousness that is localized very temporarily in your vicinity, in your body. But if you're able to relax into a higher awareness, your parameters expand and you start to realize there are other energies around you all the time, and a lot of those energies are trying to help you. They're trying to give you nudges, and they're trying to whisper in your ear. They may do it through a song, they may do it through a pet, they may do it through a coincidence, but somehow they're trying to talk to you. The fact that it won't be in English may be a handicap for us because that's how we expect to be communicated with. But what he was saying is there's an attempt at communication all the time. Now, I noticed that I grew up with a lot of animals around, and they always communicated somehow, and it came through their bodies. Right now, we're living with a cat, and so he has things to say, and it's not um, that he's going to try to talk to you. He does make uh, sounds with his voice, but mostly he communicates with his body. He communicates with his whole self. He approaches you and shows a warmth. He shows that you mean something to him. Or he's just saying, hello, good morning. I'm glad to see you again. And it's charming. But all animals do that. All animals communicate somehow. You know, bees do a dance that they communicate where the best flowers are to other bees. Um, Elephants may come visit the bones of expired relatives and stand there silently remembering them. You know, reality is much broader than we think it is. I, I would just like us all to think about that a little bit and realize that rushing forward like we do is one of the reasons we don't know that. One of the reasons we live in a small world and don't even know it is because we're in such a rush. And if we could slow down and let our body calm down and let our mind relax, we might see a world we never suspected. What do we think about that?